a business that creates value, not just revenue. Because revenue is a byproduct, but value is the objective. If you're a serious operator, you already know that buyers don't pay for effort. They pay for systems, predictability, and scalability. In today's episode, we are stepping into home services, but not from the surface level. We're looking in on a model that is built on recurring revenue, route density, and operational execution at scale. Because that's what most operators miss. Home services businesses are not simple, they are operational businesses, and operations determine value. So today I'm joined by Dave, VP of Operations for Mosquito Shield. This is a franchise system focused on recurring seasonal service, route-based efficiency, and a scalable field operation. So the question we're looking to answer is simple. Can the model create predictable revenue, repeatable systems, and a transferable asset? So that is what we're going to break down today. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, let's jump right into it if we could. What problem in the market kind of led to the origin story of Mosquito Shield?
So it's the age-old story where family goes out onto deck in the evening to have dinner and are chased inside by mosquitoes. And our founder had this evening happen. There was the owner of a landscaping company, and had enough familiarity with the products that are out there to go, this doesn't need to happen again. I don't want this to happen again. So he was able to create a proprietary product that we still use that repels the mosquitoes. So you can actually enjoy your evening eating dinner on the deck. So we want to give people their backyards back, and we've grown immensely. And we've found many people have come into our space seeing that it works.
Amazing. If I've been bit by a mosquito, I'm pretty sure everybody on planet Earth has been bitten by one in the past. Knowing those could be, so solving that problem was obviously a big opportunity. Yeah. For someone who's unfamiliar with the brand, what exactly is Mosquito Shield's franchise model?
So by design, we're not looking for owners who have any experience in the pest control space. We need somebody who wants to go out and grow and commit to the business. So our franchise model, we base it on, as you said earlier, route density. So we have every owner comes in, they get equipped with a van that is designed to service at a high level of efficiency. So we want to be in one day able to hit anywhere from 30 to 40 homes with our treatment cycle. And we want the routes to be dense because we make money when we're on house or on property treating, not when we're driving to the next house. So we've designed a very efficient tool with this van to get out and treat anywhere from, like I said, 30 to 40 houses in a day. So you get the van. In the beginning, it's you and you're treating and you're taking care of the customer. We want you to quickly grow past that and add technicians. So as your route grows, you're going to add vans, add technicians to treat. And our model, what makes us different or what makes us exceptional is we tell you that you're going to get rid of your mosquitoes. It's a guarantee. So our service cycle is every 10 to 17 days. So we treat based on the life cycle of the mosquito, not based on anything other than that. And the weather also would play into this. So the amount of moisture, standing water, we're paying attention to all of this so that you don't have to. We come back before the mosquitoes come back. So every 2 weeks, roughly every 2 weeks anyways, we're back on property, treating your property to ensure that you don't have mosquitoes and you can continue to enjoy your backyard all summer long.
I love that. Route-based, recurring revenue, you're building a book of business. Certainly it's, somewhat seasonal driven, but heavy in the route densities. And you guys are providing obviously the brand, but some systems and support behind it as well. So I would love to dive into that just a little bit. What are those kind of systems and support, training, et cetera, that the brand provides to an incoming franchisee to help set them up for success?
Yeah, great. So all the things I was just talking about, you're going to learn both in the field and in the classroom. So we first had to come to our head office to go through training, meet all of the staff that's going to support you, learn how the business works, build a business plan, and then we'd actually take you into the field, a subsequent training session where you're actually going to get your hands dirty with the van. We have a backpack misting machine that you're going to have to really understand how it works. We're going to get you using that. We'll actually certify you in proper treatment of a home. So you'll actually go out and treat properties. We use water on these treatments to simulate the process, but you'll do that. You'll learn how to do. We have 3 different service types. So we have mosquito. We treat for ticks as well, and then we have a perimeter protection plan that would get you ants, spiders. If you're in the south, the scorpions, cockroaches. So we teach you all of that, both the classroom and the field. And then you have a business coach who's going to work with you sort of hand in hand as you're getting started and all the way along the way. So all of our franchisees have a business coach. In the beginning, it's more of a tactical, here's exactly what you need to be doing to get your business started, growing, customers happy, creating that recurring revenue stream that you've been talking about. And then as you've grown your business, the conversations become more strategic. How do you grow even further? What are the challenges that exist at different levels of the business? Because at day one, you and the van is one thing. Once you move to 3, 4, 5 vans, the needs of the business and keeping it going are different. So we're there for you in both situations. We just need to move you from one to the next.
I love it. So you're going to provide all the systems, the training, the support to help set me up for success. And I'm responsible for the execution, building the team as it grow, and then obviously being within the marketplace to really grow the brand within that local market. That's what separates good brands from scalable ones. So that's fantastic. Why would now be a good time for somebody to want to look into becoming a franchisee for Mosquito Shield?
Yeah, so the number of mosquitoes is only growing. There's a limitless, I would say, potential for it. Across the country, for that matter. We're in the U.S. and it's only 8 months of the year in the majority of the country are you actually running your business. So you actually have a nice seasonality where you can be on driving, running the business, and then you can take a slower time to recalibrate. The home services space is a wonderful space to be in. The pest control space is also growing. I want to say it was 4% growth last year, but every year it grows. So there is an absolute need for our business and what we do. The mosquito space has only been around for 21 years. We were actually the pioneers of the mosquito space. There's a lot of players in it now at this point in time, but that's very much because there is such a big market for it. So if you're looking to get away from the corporate world and you've been doing, you're used to having a boss and you'd like to be your own boss, this is a great space where you can be supported versus being told what to do on actually running the business and really take charge of your own income. So it's a growing space, and I like to think at the end of the day, while we're not saving lives directly, we are saving lives in that mosquitoes carry disease, and you're actually doing the world some good by getting these mosquitoes away and not having them spread disease.
I double down on that. Everything you just said, really. I talk to clients every single day that are kind of that corporate refugee. They're looking to pivot away from corporate for one reason or another. Maybe their role is being taken over by AI, or maybe they're just tired of working for someone else. And this particular brand, especially, you get to be in with the pioneer of the brand. You get to have lifestyle demand, an outdoor living, recurring service adoption. Those things don't go away. They create long-term demand and help you execute ultimately. So that's awesome. What are those? I mean, y'all have been around since the beginning, right? So what are those inefficiencies that Mosquito Shield solves within the marketplace?
Yeah, we are. I'll double down on some things I've already said. Like, we are really, really tight on our service schedule, and if you look at us versus some of the other brands that are out there, we do have our own proprietary blend that we use. That you'd have to be a Mosquito Shield franchisee to get, And then our service schedule, it's very difficult to be on property every 2 weeks. It takes a lot of planning and routing and manpower to get back and to do that. But if you want to do this right, you have to be. You can't control mosquitoes on a 3-week or more schedule. You just can't do it. We've seen our competitors sort of create some options where you can have them come every 2 weeks, but that's really only if you're putting your hand up and saying, "I want this." We don't even offer that here at Mosquito Shield. This is our way of doing it. We are back before the mosquitoes are back, so that you're not dealing with them. So really keen on just our efficiency has to be high for us to be able to deliver at the level that we want to deliver on. So the customer service part of it for us is top notch. If you do experience mosquitoes, like I said, it's a guarantee. Like, we will be back, we will take care of that and solve it. So that's another point I'd make. We our proprietary blend is all natural. You can actually have us use that just an all natural service if you're concerned about pesticides. We do mix a small amount of control product in for our synthetic service, which most of our customers do use, but it's a very small amount. But we do have an all natural service as well. So that's another thing that we're very mindful about what we are putting out there. We're not just trying to douse properties with chemicals to prevent these, because mosquitoes they're small, they're dainty, they're fragile beings. They're not even really good flyers. They can't even get over, I think, 20 feet. So we know that, and that's how we apply our product to make sure that it's doing its job. So we've done the research and we've done the math on what it takes to truly control the mosquitoes, and we dialed our service in. So for both owners, franchise owner side, and customers or homeowners, we've got a great program set up.
I love that proprietary blend. You guys have been around, so obviously you've perfected this thing. You got a guarantee that backs it up as well, and all those things create the capacity to increase lifetime value of the customer, retention of the customer, and predictability of future revenue. So that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. How big is that opportunity? Y'all been around a long time, so you've sold a ton of territories. What is the opportunity? How many territories are available still within your brand? And kind of like the long-term vision, so to speak, of how many you have today versus where y'all want to be in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, great question. So we currently have 400 territories that are secure or in use, right? We have owners that have multiple, so we don't have 400 owners. We're 400 territories that are in place. Still plenty of territory available if somebody were interested. Really, up and down the East Coast, we're very saturated. Texas is another state we have a ton of franchisees in. Obviously, these are areas where there's high insect activity, but there's plenty of opportunity in the Midwest, in the West, even the central part of the country. I would say we still have plenty of opportunity for owners. And one of the things you said, I want to make sure I don't forget to hit on this. We had an 85%, and some of our franchisees actually have a higher than 85% retention rate with their customers. So once we get them on and they've experienced our service and they see it work, they stay. So it's not Groundhog Day on January 1st every year. You actually are coming back with a whole swath of customers that believe, and they're raving fan. Like, getting rid of mosquitoes, you talked about getting bit by mosquitoes, everybody's been bit by a mosquito. It's not fun, and you also have to turn around disease. Like, we are able to take that away, and once we get the customer, again, with customer service being such a pillar of ours, they stay.
I love it. 85% is uber strong in the franchise space in terms of year-over-year retention. So shout out to you guys, because that's a fantastic metric.
Yeah.
What is the kind of unit economics, if we could get into what actually drives profitability at a owner level? Obviously, you have to build up that customer base, right? So is there a customer count or a number of trucks count or services performed? What would be that lever of profitability going from kind of red to green, so to speak?
Yeah, really, every 200 customers, you're adding a van, and you're growing. And that's a rough estimate. It depends on how dense that route is that you're going to need to add the van. But the denser your route, you can actually go above that number. But there's a couple costs in any business you got to manage, right? So you got your fuel cost, you've got your material cost, and you got your labor cost. So those three costs that if you focus on those and you really manage those, you can bring your cost down and your margin up on the job. It is a high margin business. That said, it's also we have a low ticket price for Mosquito to charge compared to some of the other home services industry businesses that are out there. So you do need quite a few customers to get this going. So I can tell you that our largest business has 18 vans and 4,000 customers. Massive business. They've been around since the beginning. They are just a machine when it comes to doing this. We want to get you to that 200 customer mark as fast as we can once you hit the ground with us, because as you get past that mark, the business changes and it really starts to take off. As I talked about before, that 85% retention rate, our customers love us. So we find so many of our customers come from our current customers. We are a huge referral business. So when they come over and have dinner on the deck and they're talking about how nice it is, often we'll come up in that conversation and, wow, you really get to enjoy your backyard. Or somebody just spent all the money on this deck or this hot tub or this thing that they want to use outside. We are a great complementary service to that because you really can't enjoy it if you're getting bit by mosquitoes the whole time you're using it.
Couldn't agree more. I go to my backyard all the time. I'm doing this kind of stuff, so I think I need you guys to come to my house. I'll touch base with you after to figure out who the Z is nearest to me. But obviously, recurring treatments sounds like your biggest revenue stream. But are there upsell opportunities or things beyond that just prototypical 10 to 17-day cycle? So
Mosquitoes are our flagship. You're going to see on the side of our van. Actually, here's our mascot. His name is Mo. He's on the side of the van. But everything we're called Mosquito Shield. Like everything's focused on mosquitoes. So that's our flagship. That's our way in the door, so to speak. Beyond that, though, our product is effective against ticks. So in many parts of the country, ticks are an issue. You get them on your pets or your kids, and they're obviously the same issue. They're bringing disease. So we have a different approach to that application that is an add-on to our mosquito service. And then many folks, you deal with ants or spiders getting in your house, or you don't want those. So we have a different service that is also an add-on service where you can apply this. It's a different application as well. So mosquitoes, we have customers who just use us for mosquito. We have customers who use us for mosquito and tick, and then customers that do that as well as the perimeter spray or treatment that we have. So all three of the services are separate, but we can build upon our mosquito service for sure.
I love that. You got upsell opportunities, and generally speaking, if you are perturbed by certain types of pests, mosquitoes, you're likely perturbed by other ones along the way. So I love that. What is the type of operator that works best in this particular model?
Yeah, so we are definitely. I mean that this is in any business, so I don't know we'd be different this way, but we want owners who are all in, really focused on committing to their business. So when I say all in, it's not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's both feet in, so to speak. So you've got to be willing to, especially in the beginning part of the business, put in the time and effort, follow the tried and true tactics and approach that we've built out and created to drive this thing forward. So if you're focused, you're committed, you're willing to really dive in, those owners always do the best I've seen. If this is a hobby or a side project, you're part-time, that doesn't seem to play out as well.
Makes total sense. Operators who win in this model, process-driven, totally dedicated, KPI-focused, and super disciplined is what I'm hearing. Not passive, directional, on-site, running the thing
we'll put the KPIs. We'll put the KPIs in front of you, and they'll point you in the right direction. You just got to put in the work.
100%. Love it. How do you maintain consistency across? You have north of 400 territories that are currently operating. Maybe not that many Z's, but 400 territories operating, and a brand that's been around for a long time. So how do y'all maintain that consistency across that large of a brand?
Yeah, it takes a ton of communication. I've found you can never under communicate in the world of franchising. I'm sorry, you can never over communicate. You can definitely under communicate in the world of franchising. So we have quite a few things we do to keep the message out there and make sure everybody's on the same page. So first and foremost, everybody's got a business coach. So you'll be communicating with them on a regular basis to make sure you are aware of the latest and greatest of what's going on. We have a regular occurring town hall where all our franchisees are coming together. We have an annual conference that we bring everybody together at. And then we have a resource hub, it's a SharePoint that we pull all the information in together. So you can access whatever you need resource wise for your business. So those things kind of all together, I would say, are our communication channels that really keep that consistency running.
Love it, love it. Y'all have been around for well over 20 years. You're obviously a ton of territories out there already, but there's a trajectory of growth as well, both in just mosquitoes. You said that it's going up. I think you said 4% earlier, but what does that growth trajectory look like for the brand over, let's say, the next 5 years?
Yeah, so we grew 12% last year, and we're actually gearing up to do the same again this year. So we're outperforming the industry, which is something we're really proud of. And I think it comes back to what you said a minute ago about the consistency. So since I've gotten here, that's been one of my largest focuses, getting everybody rowing in the same direction to build this brand and to grow it further. The perimeter service I was telling you about a minute ago is a fairly new service. We've been doing mosquito and tick for a very, very long time. So the perimeter service is a newer line for us to have our owners do, and we're going to continue to grow and add different pieces where it makes sense. And as an example, one of the things that we're looking at right now is stations. So there's these stations at some properties it makes sense to use, some it doesn't. But these stations actually lure the mosquito in, and it gets the mosquito. It doesn't kill the mosquito when it goes in the station. It actually gets them dirty with a larvicide that they'll go take back to wherever they're going, likely where they're congregating, to impact that community of mosquitoes. So there's the technology around mosquito is actually ever advancing. You may think it's as simple as just swatting the mosquito, but there's a lot of thought and science put into the products that are being used, and it continues to advance. So we're actually exploring that right now. The tools that we use to apply our treatment is another thing that continues to advance. We're swiftly moving from gas-powered machines to electric machines is one of the things I've seen in the industry, is both for emissions and for sound. So that's a change that's coming. But yeah, it's the industry's growing. We're trying to stay ahead of it, being that we were at it from the get-go. As I said, the pioneers of the mosquito space. We're of course doing our best to stay ahead of what the latest and greatest is, and making sure our service stays top notch.
I freaking love everything you just said. So, legacy brand, been around forever, figured out what works, what doesn't, has a proprietary model, and is growing, 4 times the kind of industry average growth rate. That's all those things are simply fantastic. So, for somebody who's listening right now and going, all right, I'm serious, I'm interested, how do they reach out to you and your team?
Yeah, so we have you connect with our franchise development department. We have a great group of folks who can tell you all about our franchise and walk you through the ins and outs of purchasing a franchise. And we have available both new territory, and then we certainly have resales that happen as well. So current owners that have done a great job building a business and are looking for their next thing, or looking to retire. So both opportunities exist. We have to reach out to our franchise department.
Love that. And in case you are curious, scroll down in the commentary. We'll put the links to all the different social channels so you can reach out to the team and inquire about the available territories and or the resale opportunities that are available within your marketplace. And they can help you through the due diligence and selection of all those things. Dave, what else did I not ask about Mosquito Shield that you would love to share with the audience?
Yeah, I think the point I make, we've covered it, seasonality maybe a little bit, but I'd say that like in our world right now, it's been super busy, as I was saying to you earlier before we jumped on the recording. We're gearing up for this wave, right? So Memorial Day, especially in the north part of the country, Memorial Day is kind of like our kickoff. Everybody goes to have their backyard party on Memorial Day, and they're swatting mosquitoes, and then they get back to work, and our phone just goes off the hook, and it's like the gun goes off and it's go time. We're running. So that's not too far away. We're all getting prepared for that. And then Labor Day, really at the end of the year, is kind of like our end of the season as we're winding down and have been at it for the whole season. So really the summer months, starting with not that we don't start before Memorial Day. Memorial Day is really where our sales season kicks off because everybody's more aware of mosquitoes than they were. So I'd say just point out that's like it's a high time, and then it winds down sort of in the fall, September, October, and it changes year to year just based on how the weather goes. But yeah, I want to clarify that about the business, and then yeah, you have from we have a lot of owners that take vacation or go on a bit of a break. We do actually have some owners we have a partner business called Decorate with Lights. So some owners who would like to keep focused and stay running and keep their technicians busy. Decorate with Lights we do Christmas lights or holiday lighting, I should say. So you can actually keep your techs on and you can get into holiday lighting. So everything from some folks do Halloween displays. Many folks do, wintertime displays or Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. Those time of year that do those displays. So we have all that gets set up in November, December. Takedown happens in January. So we do have that for those who want to keep focused and keep moving their business forward.
I love that. It keeps that kind of just insane roller coaster and lets you kind of stabilize your revenue, your cash flow, all those things. Keep your techs busy so that when it's time for the ramp up again next Memorial Day, I don't have to go replace them because they got some other job somewhere. So it gets consistency both with your customers as well as your team members. So that's fantastic. This has been fire, man. This has been awesome. For the audience out there, and I know at least one of you are listening because we had a conversation about this particular brand, and so you're listening to this particular episode. If you are listening to this and thinking about franchising, understand this. Not all franchise models create value. The ones that do have recurring revenue, checkbox for Mosquito Shield. Documented systems, checkbox for Mosquito Shield. And owner independence, checkbox for Mosquito Shield. That is the difference between owning a job and owning a transferable asset. If you want help evaluating this or any other franchise opportunities, feel free to DM me, Blueprint. I will be happy to reach out to you. And I will also include all the social links to Mosquito Shield and the team there so you can reach out to them directly and find all the territories that are available around you. So Dave, thank you so much for being on, man. I sincerely appreciate you. I know you're super busy, but you took time for myself and my audience. I appreciate you, sir.
Happy to do it, Joe.
Awesome. Well, for everybody out there, lead with clarity, drive with confidence, and build a legacy that lasts. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. And boom. What'd you think, Dave?
Not bad for one take. There's a couple moments where I was like, but for the most part, I felt, I was said what I was going to say anyway. So I appreciate you seeking me out, and I think this will be, if anything, helpful for the brand. Hopefully, helpful for you too.
Yes, sir, for sure. And like I said, it looks like it's pretty much done uploading, but it does take a little bit to process. So give me a couple hours, and then I will send you the link that'll have the raw footage in there. And then as my team creates the post-production stuff, it'll go on that same folder. So pretty much every day there'll be something updated in there over the next couple of weeks. When it's all done, I'll send you another email just so you know that it's all complete and what's in there. And that way we can kind of cross-promote it and try to blow this episode up.
Yeah, so the idea is we'll share it on LinkedIn or wherever else after it gets the final touches from your team. So I'll wait till that point to take a look. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. How did you feel it went? You do this?
Oh, that went great. Yeah, I thought it went great. We hit the highlights, in my opinion, of the stuff that people really want. Like just the service industry, home services is like the top one of the top three industries in franchise space right now. You all been
Yeah,
around pretty much the longest compared to the majority of the other brands, not necessarily just mosquitoes, but home services in general. And
yeah,
having somebody be able to speak to why you're not just doing the same thing for the last 20 years, you're actually like moving the business forward by creating new revenue streams, new products, something to do in the off season. Like those are all the things that help kind of move somebody across that fence a little bit to help them in the decision making process. So I'm really glad we were able to touch on those things because I think that's very helpful.
cool. Yeah, well, good. And yeah, look forward to seeing the final.
All right, sir. Cool. Well, we will get all that over to you ASAP. I'll keep you posted throughout. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I would love to ask you one thing, though. You had mentioned franchise resales are available. Is there a particular member of the team that maybe I could touch base with? Because that is probably 80% of the franchise clients that I work with are people that are looking for resale versus brand new territory. So if there was somebody on the team I could interject with occasionally as I have those clients, that would be amazing. Can you hear me? Can you hear? I can't hear you. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Hold on. This is weird. It's never done this before. How about now? Testing. 1, 2, 3. I can. I don't know. I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what happened. That literally cut off right there. That's weird. Can I shoot you an email and maybe we interact that way? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dave. Have a good one, man. Bye bye.